If you invent something after somebody else already invented it, you didn't invent that thing.
You did if you didn't know about it, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're hanging out in the dark somewhere,
I don't know.
you make a light bulb, and then, you use that light bulb to read the newspaper, find out somebody else invented the light bulb, then...
Oh, you get a newspaper in this cave that you live in. What is, like, just the cave times?
Well, I still have an electric hookup,
Okay, the Cavern Weekly.
The mail gets there,
Okay, I have a lot of questions about this cave you live in. Seems pretty advanced for someone who needs to invent a light bulb.
Hey, a lot of people in this modern world have done a lot of things from caves, okay? Hey, and welcome to Heads Up.
You can't, no, I'm
Jeff
sorry.
And John.
I'm sorry. You can't just, obliquely praise Osama bin Laden and then try to move on. I don't... Because you tried to do that, but...
Is that what I was trying to do?
That's certainly what it felt like on this end.
Oh, okay.
You talked about accomplishments, not, terroristic acts.
Hey, listen, not all accomplishments are good. But yet they are accomplishments.
All right.
I think Abraham Lincoln said that once.
All right. I don't have a good way to distance myself from this. So I'll just let you do it and just say I disapprove and do not agree. Please continue with the introduction.
Heads Up official stance.
Nope. Unless
not all accomplishments are great.
Nope. That is not our official stance.
So you are saying all accomplishments are great?
No. Nope.
So it sounds like we're in agreement. But that's,
Nope.
That's
I'm taking a third path that Robert Frost didn't even know about. Okay. It's the path.
What is that?
It's the path untraveled. No one's ever done it before. So.
Yeah, what is that poem about, really? It feels like both paths go to the same place.
Yeah, but it's some of that hippie bullshit. It's about the journey.
Oh, okay. It's not about the destination.
No, of course not.
Why would you want to go down a well-tread path that is safe?
Right.
If you're out in the woods.
Well, Robert Frost, I think he lived in New Hampshire, right? And who knows what people up there are like. It's just.
Can we insert some of Brett's southern New Hampshire accent that he does?
Is Brett on?
No.
Then no.
I'm just saying.
Then no. I'm not going to look for any more. He gets one thing, and that's it, unless he's on.
So, like I was saying before, I was so rudely agreed with.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
This.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. I was just accomplishing being rude. Sorry. Please go on.
This is the Heads Up podcast with me, Jeff.
And with me, Sean.
Yeah. An accomplishment in its own that it's been going for this long.
Yeah, I'd agree. Gets tougher every time.
Here at the Heads Up podcast, we're gonna look at our friend Kyle's social media. Since I am so dense that I cannot figure out exactly what a wizard is, 2017 has become the year of the wizard. We're going to be looking at, I think today we're looking at Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Did I get that movie title right, Sean?
You did. You fucking nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
And and then we're gonna talk about some candy that we ate. Boom. Introduction nailed.
I guess.
Another great accomplishment.
See, I just think... Can we adjust describing what Kyle's Click is? Because it's just, not only do I hate the segment, I think it's the worst way to start telling people about the podcast. We just look at this guy's social media that you don't know anything about.
Okay, you know what? I'll switch it up, right? I'll talk about the main thing, then the candy, and then we start with,
Well, we'll try it next time, because right now we need to go to Kyle's cave of accomplishments.
The internet gave us a whole world of exciting new possibilities. So I guess this is a story of how it changed our lives. Maybe it will yours too.
Oh shit! So I actually gotta look at Kyle's. Let me hop on here.
You actually have to go to his social media.
Yeah, did not have that pulled up beforehand. I don't even have Twitter bookmarked.
It's so hard to spell in that.
You kids and your
box up top.
Your new age, whatever they are.
Yeah. Now, can I give you a life hack?
Yeah, give me a life hack. I love hacks. I love how everything is a hack now. You know what's a cool life hack, Jeff?
Yeah.
Let me give you a cool driving hack. When you see that red like octagon, that means stop, and you should probably hit your brakes a little bit before you get to it.
Now, just to clarify a little bit, an octagon is some type of animal.
Yep. Yep, we paint octagons red, and they got 8 tentacles. That's why they're octagons.
I knew it.
Octagon does sound like a sci-fi name for like a squid people.
Yeah.
On an ocean planet.
It sounds like something they would combine with a shark and make 5 movies out of.
Yeah. TM. Copyrighted. Yeah. That's our idea. TM. That's
our accomplishment. No one can take that from us.
Yep, put that one in the cave.
But just a sweet life hack for you.
Yeah.
When you're on Kyle's Facebook.
Yeah.
And you're scrolling down that sweet news feed. You know, at least on my version of Facebook, if you look to the left, you see a little box that says intro. Kyle's linked right to his Twitter account. So instead of angrily closing the page for Facebook, you can just angrily click on his Twitter feed.
Yeah, so I don't see that.
Damn.
I didn't put that on the Windows version. I guess. I don't know. I see photos. I see friends. I see
right above photos, or under my thing that says photos, it says nothing to show.
Yeah.
Really, Kyle? Really? Nothing to show?
I see featured albums, so I guess Kyle's just been putting out albums and not telling anybody.
Now, what does Facebook think the difference between you and I are, where it'll want me to see a link to Kyle's Twitter, but it does not want you to see that?
It knows. The internet knows everything about us already, and it knows I want to close Facebook so that it's gone. I don't want to click over to Twitter through Facebook. Like, nobody wants that. Let's get started. I'm bored with everything we've said so far. He went to a mountain goats show. Something about the Supreme Court and guns. Wet Hot American Summer trailer. More about the mountain goats. There's really diminishing returns on this segment here, Jeff. It's not good.
Hey, this is a separate mountain goat show, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. These are 2 different shows he's talking about.
Trump and Comey. That's cool. No, you do some. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about any of these.
Sean, what are voodoo economics? He's linking to something that says, as voodoo economics collapses in Kansas.
I don't know. You think I'm going to click on the thing and look at it?
No, I just think...
Correct.
I thought you would know what voodoo economics was.
No, not even a little
Does
bit.
Does it involve shrinking heads?
I don't know.
Is that what voodoo's about? Are witch doctors part of voodoo? Or is that just in Beetlejuice?
I don't know. That sounds like a Beetlejuice thing.
I mean, maybe we should switch to voodoo economics. I don't know. It sounds fun, at the very least. I hear there's a voodoo donuts that people can't get enough of, but none around here, so...
I've also never heard of that. I'm not hooked into the voodoo lifestyle.
You know what, Sean? I'm going to give you another life hack, okay? Just for you. You got to set up a Google alert for voodoo.
Nah.
See what happens.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think I am going to do that, so...
Okay, that's fine.
Cool.
I'll just email you every story I see about voodoo.
That's cool. It's pretty easy to delete an email, so...
You're right. Every time I see you, I'll start shouting stories about voodoo that I've heard.
What else? There's nothing.
That's it. Voodoo economics, mountain goats. What Hot American Summer is, Facebook is... There must not be a lot going on in the world right now. Kyle's over it. Or he's over Facebook. I don't know. We can't tell. What does Twitter say?
Yeah, I'm over Kyle's Facebook. I can tell you that. Well, he links to a Mountain Goat song, so he's just, he's in that post-seeing them live phase.
Yeah. It's an important song, apparently.
Yeah, I get it. I
haven't heard the song yet, but I'm ready.
Is it a new one?
That looks to be the cover of their new album, so I would think so.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't really keep up on the Mountain Goats,
I thought Kyle had a good education, but he seems to think that cherries and plums are essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, not ever having eaten a plum.
Really?
And I don't think so.
I don't know why that surprised me. It shouldn't have.
I think I ate a cherry once. Neither of them I liked, so in that sense, they are very similar.
You don't like cherries?
No.
What about maraschino cherries?
No, they come in a goop. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's like a sugar
I don't
goop,
pick things
though.
out of goop. No, it's... Ugh. I don't know. Just... Ugh. Slime. It's just... they keep it in slime. They're bright red. Just make artificial cherries. They taste better. They're not covered in slime. They're great. You know what I mean?
Now, okay, what do you mean artificial cherry?
Like any cherry flavored candy, you know? Stick a
No.
cherry flavored.
That's maraschino cherries are excellent.
I don't know.
On top of a sundae, muddled up in an alcoholic drink.
They're basically just extremely small plums. Why don't you just stick a plum on a sundae?
Plums are pretty good. You've never had a plum, which you just openly admitted to. You fucking idiot. Don't try to trash talk me about plums. I've had a plum and I enjoy plums.
Let me take a guess at the color inside a plum and let me see if this helps.
Okay.
It's a yellowy orange.
Okay, look it up.
Disgusting.
Look it up right now.
I don't. God.
Yeah, you're the one who wanted to play this game.
I thought you'd have the answer, Mr. I love plums.
I'm pro plum.
Someone who's never had a plum confronts you about the color inside. You don't even know. Yeah, it's like yellowy orange, and it looks like it feels like slime.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, real food must be just terrible, huh, Jeff? if it's not processed.
For the most part.
Covered in sugar.
Here's the thing. Real food. You're talking about going out into the wilderness and pulling shit out of the ground.
I don't think.
Or off of a tree.
Yeah, plums aren't roots.
You pull the shit out of the ground and you eat it and you think that it's the best thing ever. Where we've had is a scientific revolution, and you can now make food out of chemicals and actual old, plant bits to make real food made by scientists who have degrees. So, I mean, choose a side.
Okay, well, see, I don't think there's sides here. I don't think this is a binary, like, scientists or...
And that's why your side's going to lose.
It's apparently scientists versus digging food out of the ground, like some sort of badger or maybe a skunk.
That's the kind of person you read to me as if I see you sitting somewhere eating a plum.
Eating a fruit. Yeah, if you eat fruit, you must have...
He just foraged for a plum.
Yeah.
Well, I hope his day went well. He had nothing else to do.
Yeah. You can't buy them at supermarkets. You're dead on.
You're taking money out of scientists' pockets, and I won't stand for it.
All right. It's part of your fanatical pro-science.
Don't talk to me about supermarkets. Okay?
But supermarkets are where they have all the candy too, so...
Yeah. They're cowards, okay? They have to put in fresh fruits and vegetables to make the place look nice so that people like you will buy food there. And you can't see my air quotes.
I can hear them in your fucking voice. I don't need to see them. Can we get on with Kyle's Twitter? Because I'm scrolling down. There's still nothing. Republicans, stuff about rain.
When he mentioned seeing a neat bird, do you think he meant like it looked cleanly or it looked odd?
It probably had like a really tight haircut. It's just like perfect. It's like, that bird,
had
man.
a hard part.
Oh, definitely. Oh, if you could see my part today, oh man, right down the middle. Just parted it right down the middle like I have for the past 20 years.
I've always wanted to have my hair parted down the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, not anymore, but when I was young. But my hair does not part down the middle.
Yeah.
One side of my hair just pushes the other way.
Why not anymore? Is it because you saw how cool mine looks? And you're like, well, my hair will just never look that cool no matter where it parts?
Yeah, once it's been perfected, why bother keep going,
I can't compete with that.
No, I'm gonna blame my asymmetrical hair receding for not wanting a middle part anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But, that's old age, I guess. Or not old age. What is the age I'm in called?
I don't know.
Age.
I don't know what age you are. Are you 30-something?
I'm a millennial, Sean. So I could be a number of ranges of ages.
Yeah. That yes, your statement was very unhelpful when I asked you how old you were.
Sean, I'm 34, but I can play anywhere from 28 to 34.
You can't. You definitely can't. All right. Oh, his cat got stung by a wasp, but it got better.
Is there a picture of that?
No.
Neat birds, cat stung by wasps, no pictures.
The end.
What is he trying to do to us?
Yeah, that's the end of his new stuff.
Yeah, he's out.
Guess what?
What's that?
I'm also out. Twitter's closed. Done. There was nothing there. I'm sorry.
This time around, we watched, like I mentioned earlier, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Which is the first of the Lord of the Rings films, yes.
First in the Lord of the Rings films. Is there any colon in that title? I didn't see a colon.
I don't know. What does it matter?
Oh, no, there is a colon. Okay, good. Thank God.
So the actual title is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring? Is that what you...
Yeah, where else did you put a colon?
You wanted to correct how you said it on this audio podcast?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was saying it right. I put the inflection on the right words and all that fun stuff. You know what I mean?
So I'll be honest here, Jeff. Mm-hmm. I didn't take that many notes.
Is that because you know all there is to know?
A little bit, but the actual reason is that I was just enjoying the movie. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
I'm biased though. I did enjoy the Lord of the Rings films.
Sean, can I be honest with you now?
Yeah, you can.
I also didn't take very many notes.
And why is that?
The film was okay.
Okay.
But I also got up early today to watch it.
Yeah.
And, by 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was fighting not nodding off.
Yeah, it is long. I did not watch the extended edition. I watched the regular 3-hour version.
yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. I've never seen the extended edition, so you can fill me in if I miss anything. But
no, it's okay. There's a lot.
Not worth it?
No, there's a lot.
Not
it's the first film. They spent a lot of time setting it up, and they are very long films, though. They don't. Yeah, that's probably. I would agree with you that they don't need to be quite this long.
No.
But at least they're not the fucking Hobbit films.
Oh yeah, but I found myself when they were in the caves and stuff. I was remembering how much better the goblins were in the Hobbit than in this film.
All right, well that's a huge sack of shit, and you're an asshole for saying that.
They had a Goblin King. There's a whole lively.
Oh, you just
Goblin town.
You just liked the Goblin King because he was fat, and you can make fat jokes about him. That's all it is. It's the only
kind of making fun of people for how they look you can still do anymore and get away with. Okay.
Man, yeah, it does sound like you live in a cave.
Maybe I related to the Goblin King. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I don't remember that much about him. I just remember that scene being fun, and then the scene in this movie, it just seemed like they had a lot of guys in rubber masks surround them, and then get scared off by a fire and shadow demon. But hey,
See, you remember the Goblin Town scene in The Hobbit being fun, but I guarantee you, if you went and watched it again, you'd be like, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
Escape.
You would say out loud, "I am the dumbest piece of shit on the planet." It would be reflex. You wouldn't be able to help it because it's terrible. But we're not talking about The Hobbit because I don't want to argue with you for 4 hours about The Hobbit.
This movie that could have been 2.5 hours if they'd stopped with so many establishing shots.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And hey,
it's a rich world.
You know what the great thing about all those establishing shots is they don't really revisit those areas ever.
Yeah.
It's just they're walking through them. So you see the mountains, and then it's just see you later. We're never coming back to these mountains in these films. You'll never see them again.
Because it's a road trip. Because unlike Mad Max Fury Road, when they get to Mount Doom, they don't turn around and go back.
Right.
They end it there, and then they smash cut to the Shire.
Yeah.
But that's many films away.
We'll get there. It's many hours away. Yeah.
Now I remember you telling me that Gandalf is not actually a wizard.
Well, he's not actually human, so he may or may not count as a...
Okay.
I mean, I'd say for the intents and purposes of Lord of the Rings, he is definitely a wizard.
Okay, because the first thing he says basically is like explaining when Frodo says he's late, saying a wizard is never late.
Yeah.
Okay. Show up exactly when they mean to. So.
What like a famous bitchy thing to say though, right?
Yeah. Very diva behavior.
He's such a diva. Okay, but even before that, right, when the movie starts, we get this voiceover by Cate Blanchett's character, Galadriel. Yeah. And she's kind of I liked this because it kind of gives you the, hey, a bunch of rings were made, and then some asshole was like, I'm going to make the best ring and control the other rings. But she says stuff like three rings were given to the elves, immortal and wisest of all beings, and that's pretty biased. I don't know if we can really trust this narration.
Yeah.
Because not only is she an elf, she has one of these rings.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We either need to have her narrating the entire movie or not at all, because how hilarious would that have been if she was like very biased to the elves the entire time?
Just talking about how like Legolas was leading them instead of like he tried to make all the right calls, but people were overriding him, and everything would have been better. She also shit talks humans. Also, like because she says like the dwarves get some rings, and then humans got them, and all of them desire power above all else. It's like, whoa, it's like, what? It's unnecessary, lady. Unnecessary.
Well, she's mad because elves only get 3 rings.
Well, they shouldn't be so fucking perfect, I guess.
But yeah, so I mean, she's retelling that tale because she was alive back then, but we're picking up the movie thousands of years later, right? 3,000
I'm still not ready to jump forward, because when she's talking about... she's talking about the last alliance of men and elves fighting against Sauron.
Yeah.
When Isildur, a human, defeats Sauron, she says, Sauron... I backed up the movie to write down this exact quote. Sauron, the enemy of the free peoples of Middle-earth, was defeated. Not Isildur defeated Sauron. She uses passive voice to avoid attributing very elf-centric, her narration. I was just I haven't watched these movies in a while, so I was very surprised about that. So then, yes, you're right, we pick up the movie thousands of years later, I guess. I don't remember how long it's been.
It like tumbles, and you see like it shows Gollum's hand picking up the ring.
Yeah.
And then it shoots to like 60 years later, and Bilbo's picking up the ring. And then it's like his birthday. Now, his 111th birthday, is that normal for a hobbit, or is the ring making him an extremely old hobbit?
Yeah, you really were nodding off, because not like 20 minutes later, Gandalf says that the ring was extending his life.
I know it was extending his life, but is it unnatural for a hobbit to be 111?
It's pretty old for hobbits, and he was also like very young seeming, very spry for his age.
Yeah,
and that's all because the ring's influence. Yeah.
Yeah. Once he didn't have the ring later on, he looked like a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
He looked like an old man.
Yeah, free from the ring's influence, he starts to age.
Yeah.
Normally.
But I was just like, because I was just thinking, like, you know, if it's not that odd for hobbits to be 111, like, they are certainly making a big deal about this birthday party.
Well, hobbits like to party, dude. They're just like, they're the chill out nation.
That's true. They're not involved in any of these wars. People forget about them.
Yeah. You gotta, like, I don't know. There's some stuff I wonder about hobbit society. Like, because, like, they're, like, supposed to be this idyllic farming society.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, you and I grew up in kind of a dying farm town. Do you think hobbits just have, like, some real serious ideas about elves? Maybe they use some terminology that's not exactly PC?
Oh, you know, there's probably so many slurs for all the other races.
Right, like, I kind of want to...
Yeah. Did you see how they looked at Gandalf, that housewife?
Yeah,
when he rolled through town.
The dude shows up to give them, like, fireworks, and they officially label him a disturber of the peace. because he doesn't live like a hobbit.
And he brings weed into town. We know that.
No.
I only see Bilbo and Gandalf smoking that weed.
Yeah,
and they're off, out to the side. No one else is mentioning weed. We're smoking from pipes. He's a bad influence.
Halfling pipe weed is, first of all, a thing that you're going to see later in the other films. Second of all, Bilbo and Gandalf hanging out doing vape tricks. Like, this movie was 15 years ahead of its time.
Imagine how clear that sailboat would have looked if he just used vape instead of just regular smoke.
Oh man, it would have looked like an actual boat made out of clouds. And he would have shot it through the ring that Bilbo blew out. Like, oh, such a missed opportunity. Come on, Peter Jackson, you fucking idiot.
Maybe he'll do a George Lucas and he'll reshoot them, and you'll see Gandalf with a vape pipe or a vape, whatever they were called.
What is a vape pen? Is that what they are?
Vape pen. Yeah, they're called pens. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're really hip, Sean.
Hey, I don't want to. I'm pretty into vape culture.
So Bilbo, tired of living in the Shire.
Yeah, he wants to go. He's already been on an adventure. He wants to go see mountains again, real mountains and elves and shit.
He's gonna have one last party, and then he's out.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell everybody what he thinks.
Yeah.
And he's literally gonna just ghost them.
Yeah, he does vanish in front of the entire party by using this magic ring. I really loved Gandalf's eye twitch when Bilbo uses the ring to vanish. Like you can see him thinking, like, did this little shit just use the most dangerous evil artifact in the world to pull a fucking party trick? Like, fucking hobbits, man. So Gandalf, though, here in the beginning, at the very least, he is sort of the quintessential wizard doing quintessential wizard stuff.
Yeah.
He's brooding over fireplaces by himself. He runs off and does research in distant lands. He shows up and throws people's possessions into the fire without telling them why. When he comes back to Frodo.
Yeah. See, this is something I didn't understand about wizards before, is that they do a lot of research.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of book reading.
Yep.
If I were Gandalf, instead of looking at all those books, I probably would have went to Rivendell and talked to the elves, because it seems like most of them are alive and around during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have to be, like, looking through books, trying to learn a bunch of different languages, trying to figure out what's what.
Okay.
But that's just me,
I mean, I guess, but, like, the elves might not have known that stuff specifically, and he also might not have wanted to ask anyone because he didn't want anyone to know where that ring was. Because he goes and does the research because he's not certain that this ring that the Baggins have is the one ring.
Mm.
That's why he's going to look it up. But if he thinks it is, if he suspects, he probably doesn't want anyone else to suspect.
Okay, yeah.
So again, we see wizards taking control of information.
It's a very wizard thing to do.
It is.
It's control the media.
Control the media, yes. Okay. Maybe I wouldn't have put it that way, because that's, kind of a weird way to put it, but...
Now, even with Gandalf, not letting people in or not telling people right away, stuff in Middle-earth, spreads. Like, word of shit spreads super fast. Seemed like everybody knew what was going on once he knew it was that ring, and he talked to, Saruman or whatever. It's weird, because Sauron and Saruman, am I saying those names right?
Yeah.
Their names are so similar.
It's so hard to keep them separate.
Yeah. It's like...
It's not. It's really easy.
You had an amazing amount of made-up names you could use. Why is number 1 and number 2 bad guy gotta have...
Take it up with Tolkien, who's been dead for many decades. I don't know.
All right, I'll be able to keep them straight. I'm pretty sure.
Well, one of them is a giant lidless eye wreathed in flame. The other one is an old man that wears white dresses or robes or whatever.
Yeah, they were made of he had it was like a thin fabric he was wearing.
It's probably hot there. You see all the fires of industry burning under his tower?
I mean, I guess, but Gandalf has a nice rugged fabric.
Well, Gandalf's he's the wizard on the street, he's out doing stuff. He probably needs a thicker robe to protect himself from the fireworks too.
True. Can we talk about the wizard battle that they engage in?
Oh, absolutely, we can.
5 minutes.
It's not very good, but yeah.
Much like Harry Potter's teachings, no one must have learned a defense spell, because it's all just I'll flip you, I'll push you.
Yeah.
There's no blocking of anybody.
Well,
anything.
I mean, so the source material doesn't exactly have full-on wizard battles. The books didn't exactly. They weren't and then Saruman flips Gandalf, and Gandalf's like, whoa.
So Peter Jackson, as a filmmaker who wanted to put this,
yes, that you can lay. Yes.
Yeah, he could have, he had a lot of room to work with then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He could have done whatever he wanted.
Well, yeah. Well, what he wanted was to add a bunch of flips. So.
It was essentially the Wizard equivalent of just shoving each other.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes.
But to be honest, if you could shove someone from a distance with magic, wouldn't you?
Almost constantly.
Right.
Which is why I don't.
It would be an amazing power. So Frodo's got to leave the Shire. Frodo inherits the ring. Gandalf tells him he's got to leave because people are going to come looking for him. And then Gandalf just also goes, I'm out of here too. See you later.
He's got stuff.
I'll
meet you at this place.
I'll meet you at this place.
Which we're both going there.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely get there first, even though I got other shit to do, but don't follow me.
Well, I think he tells Frodo he has to leave. Like, Frodo, you got to get out of the Shire, man. It's not safe here. And then that's when I think Gandalf goes to talk to Saruman. And
which, I guess in that case, was a good idea for him not to follow him, but...
Yeah, that would be a very different movie if in the first half an hour the ring just falls into an evil guy's hands. And he's like, all right, cool, dope. Thank you.
Would have been a much shorter movie.
Through Saruman, he uses the Palantir, his telephone orb, basically.
Yeah.
His ball of seeing and scrying that he's using to talk to Saruman. Everybody learns where the ring is, so the ring wraiths are sent out, and they have to ask for directions. I fucking love this. There's like 2 scenes of them stopping to talk to hobbits.
Yeah.
Ain't no baggins around here. First thing you want to go down the road. When you see the fence, you can see the white fence. You're gonna take a left. It's gonna look like a footpath, but it opens up after about a mile. That's how you get to Bag End. Like,
yeah.
This theme kind of reoccurs for the ring wraiths throughout the film. In that, there's a lot of establishing shots of them, like on these all black horses, and their horses have like the red glowing eyes, and the ring wraiths themselves are kind of these spooky, almost apparitions. They got the black, like almost rags on. You can't see their faces ever. They are apparently wearing some kind of armor underneath the robes because they all have like the gauntleted hands. But then there's like they have to ask for directions. There's the one ring wraith that couldn't get out and swim after them. Like they're afraid of water.
Yeah.
So like
they were spooked by a shallow river. Yeah. And
they're tricked by pillows under blankets when they get to the tavern.
Yeah, they're thousands of years old. So they've been in Middle Earth long enough where they should know the layout of the land.
Yeah, they are the 9 cursed kings, like the human rulers that had those rings.
They can sense the ring.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not under blankets. Maybe.
And then they don't even get out of town when they give away that Frodo's there, Baggins is there. They don't even get out of town. They go to the the place across the street and watch the ring race from the window.
Yep. Just kind of watching like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do. Oh shit, they're stabbing up all those beds.
Yeah.
So glad we put the pillows there.
These things are supposedly able to sense that ring. They should be able to be like, you know what? I think it's over there.
But no.
But then they use that as an excuse so he can explain ring wraiths to people.
Yeah.
But he's talking about how scary they are. Well, the film makes them look very dumb.
I mean, their actions are very dumb. For the most part, the film does an okay job of making them scary by just not letting you really know anything about them or not giving them voices, like not letting them talk, which is always a good idea. They say, I think, Shire, Baggins. Yeah. That's about it in their weird, creepy voices. And then the rest is all just shrieking. Which I guess, again, it's kind of a weird thing. If you've been alive for thousands of years, or I guess dead. Maybe they're not taking it seriously. Maybe this is just like their idea of fun.
It's a bit of a laugh.
It's just a bit of a laugh. Hey, check this out. I'm just gonna shriek wordlessly at this guy. Let's see what he does.
Really creep him out. They've had their fill of small talk in the last 1,000 years.
There's only so much you can take. I feel that.
I might try that at work tomorrow.
So, Frodo gets stabbed on top of this tower.
Because Merry and Pippin aren't taking it seriously.
I was just gonna say,
on the run.
All of the hobbits, Frodo's the only hobbit who takes anything of this seriously.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Because there's that. They're, like, hiding from ringwraiths on top of this hill. And they're like, well, we'll just start a fire to have some fucking sausages, man. That's cool.
How many times did Merry and Pippin have to watch Ned Stark get shot with arrows before they decided they were going to flip out and try killing some of those guys?
I feel like it was only twice, but it might have been the full 3 times.
It was on the 3rd time. I think they're like, you know what? I have a sword.
We should maybe... Well, but they also get captured immediately. Like...
Yeah.
So...
Sorry, not Ned... He's not Ned Stark. He's Sean Bean, Boromir. Boom.
Boromir, yeah.
Boromir.
I don't know who Boromir is.
Boromir. Of that town that...
Gondor.
Aragorn is...
Gondor, yes.
Gondor, yeah.
Okay, so you need a little refresher. So Boromir is... the son of the guy, the steward of Gondor, who is ruling in place of an actual king of Gondor. He's sort of a regent.
Oh, no wonder he was mad when someone was like, yo, Aragorn is like heir to the throne.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, we don't need a king.
That was Legolas who was rubbing it in his face at the Council of Elrond. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and Aragorn is the actual heir to the throne of Gondor, so... But he would rather just, like, fucking slouch around Breetown and have a so-so romance with Arwen, this elf lady.
Yeah. He also likes to look menacing at bars.
Yeah. Well, if you're the king, you can't, like, go fucking toke up in the corner of the bar and, like, harass tiny halflings that show up.
Yeah. And I know this isn't on the podcast normally, but also, no one gives a shit about having his hood up in the bar. You know what I mean? Just saying.
Were they supposed to?
No, I'm just saying it's fine to wear hoods up in buildings,
okay,
in public.
Okay.
Heads up official stance.
No, I feel like you're sending a message to someone else. This feels like you're airing a personal vendetta on the podcast, which I am totally into. Heads up official stance is that it is not okay to wear hoods inside.
No.
How about we'll compromise?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay to wear hoods inside. Mm-hmm. But if you see someone wearing a hood inside, you can't secretly take a picture of them to send to somebody.
All right, it's getting too personal. All I'm saying is Aragorn has his hood up in this bar, looking menacing, smoking weed.
He's a king. Are you a king? Are you a king?
No.
Didn't think so. When you're a king, you put your hood up wherever the fuck you want.
I guess.
I know, because I saw Aragorn do it. So, Frodo gets stabbed.
He prefers the nickname Strider?
I guess. I don't know.
I thought Aragorn was a pretty good name.
I know. It sounds fine. Strider sounds kind of juvenile and stupid.
Yeah. Like he really likes riding horses. Or walking in a certain way. I don't know. It's like I need a code name. You know what? Strider.
It's probably why nobody in the bar talks to him. Call me Strider. I'm sorry, what? Did you say Strider? Yeah, it's my cool nickname. Nah.
Check out this Keep on Truckin' tattoo. Look at that stride.
So they're out in the wilderness. Frodo gets stabbed with a Morgul blade that then immediately turns to ash when Aragorn holds it up.
Now that stab wound was going to turn him into a ring wraith, right?
It would turn him into a wraith. I mean...
Gotcha. What is a wraith? I just assume ring wraith was...
It's not clearly defined in these books, but it's just like... So I guess I'd say like partial undead. Like you live in that nightmare world in pain all the time, and so you come to hate living things.
Ooh. Like over time or almost immediately? Like could he have finished the movie as a wraith?
No.
Still liking these people?
No.
Damn.
As soon as he was a wraith, he'd probably, I don't know, he'd use the ring or give the ring up to them, and the movie would be over.
Stakes are pretty high.
That's right, Jeff. The stakes are high in Lord of the Rings.
What do they have Samwise and him look for to slow the poisoning?
King's Foil.
What else did he call it? I swear he called it some sort of weed. I swear he's just loving different kinds of weed.
Well, he didn't. Samwise Gamgee says that it's a weed. He didn't mean like fucking. Oh yeah, let's choke him up before he dies. He meant just like dandelions are a weed.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? You just can't wait till it's legal, huh?
No, I mean, listen, I may never do the weed, but it just seems like some of the characters were obsessed or always smoking in this movie, and, you know, maybe a little high. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
So Arwen shows up and takes Frodo, and again, she crosses a river that's it's not deep enough to even, like, if you were wearing shoes, it wouldn't even register.
Right. Yeah.
But the ring wraiths can't cross it because they are like weird undead spectral beings, partially.
But they try to cross it after like 5 minutes, which gives her enough time to think of a
to whisper some magic elf
spell,
words,
yeah.
and then the river turns into horses that smash into them.
Yeah.
It is kind of a trippy movie. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
There's definitely some of that in there.
Probably just looked like regular water, bro. Those ring wraiths were high on King's whatever.
King's foil.
Yeah. They're seeing horses and everything, man.
I think Frodo saw him too, but he was probably delirious.
Yeah. Do you see his eyes? He was...
I get it. No, I get it.
He was... Yeah.
You think he was high?
No, I mean, he was in pain, but...
I get it. No, it's it's like a weed joke thing. I get it. Weed, man. That's crazy. So they get to Elrond, and Elrond's talking to Gandalf, and he's like, he's saying shit like, "Who's gonna help you when the elves are gone, Gandalf?" Like, and then he shit talks dwarves. He's essentially calling them greedy assholes, like they don't care about anything but money.
Yeah.
And Gandalf's like, I will put my trust in men, and Elrond's like, men are weak. Guess what, dude? Here's a tailor-made story about how men are also not as good as elves. Fuck that. Elves are the best. How dare you try to imply that elves aren't the best?
Yeah. Ain't nobody as good as elves.
Like...
And we're out of here.
It's just... Oh, man.
You guys are boned. We're so great.
Peace out. We're just gonna fucking sail away.
Yeah.
Not my problem, bro.
Yeah, we're not going to take any credit for ruining this world. We're just going to head back after a few thousand years. But now it's going to shit.
Gandalf, how are you going to solve this problem?
Yeah.
Without our help. Oh, you have options? No, you don't. Elves are the best.
Why would you team up with those people? They're stupid.
Like, it's just... Dude needs to chill. All these elves that rule places, they need to chill out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's thousands of years old, so he's probably a little grumpy and a little racist, so... 3,000 years ago, it was okay to call dwarves greedy, money-hungry people, you know?
That's the other... you gotta imagine, again, like, these elves, they must be outliving all of these, like, cultural, like, oh, well, back in my day, it was just okay to call dwarves lazy and greedy. Like... They gotta have some word usage there in Rivendell that's just not appropriate.
Yeah. They use magical spells to kind of like wall off their city, so it's just elves. You know? Gentrification of that wooded land, you know.
Well, the whole story of elves in Middle Earth is essentially like an elf flight story. You know, all these dwarves and men and hobbits started living in their neighborhoods, so they had to get out. Head west. Let's get to the Grey Havens and fucking set sail for literal heaven. We'll just go live in heaven. Bye.
Yeah, you just make that decision. Like, why not just do that like immediately then? Like, why did you spend thousands of years on Middle Earth?
It's a good question. I don't know.
What was the point?
I don't know.
So that your daughter would fall in love with the mortal man and you can have conflict about it?
Yeah. They are drama queens.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are definitely drama queens.
Now, elves are magic. Can an elf be a wizard?
Well, we just went over that, like, the actual wizards in the setting are, like, immortal spirits that have taken flesh.
Yeah.
So, no.
It appears that elves have done the same thing then, right? Because they've assumably come from wherever they're going back to, right?
No, elves are, like, alive. Like, you can kill an elf. But, like, when you kill Gandalf, he might just go back, like, as a spirit.
They're both magical, but Gandalf is magical in a different way. Because it's not his race that makes him magical, because he's not even, like, a mortal being.
Yeah.
But elves talk to, like, the earth or something.
What?
And magic happens. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know how Arwen does that. Just saying some words.
But if an elf wanted to train to be a wizard, it's possible.
I don't know. Because, again, wizards in this setting are a specific thing. Like, immortal spirits taking flesh.
All right.
So maybe the elf could use magic, but wouldn't be... They would just be an elf? I don't know.
All right. Damn, see? All right. I feel like I'm getting somewhere, but I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
So after the elf is like, man, you're going to be so screwed when we leave, and you should figure this out. Nobody's as good as elves. They call every other race to a meeting, right?
Well, right before that, Elrond goes, yeah, elves are the best, and you're not going to solve this without elves, but that sucks for you because we're all leaving. Also, the ring can't stay here, so get out of my house. Please leave. But then Elrond apparently thinks that since this is quote-unquote everybody's problem, he invites some dwarves and some other elves and some humans to talk about it and try to solve it. And that's the Council of Elrond. And they hang out and they talk about... They shit-talk each other for a while.
Now, I'm led to believe that that's the ring's influence that they're arguing about this.
Yeah. So it's probably pretty natural that they would have disagreements about what to do with it. But it probably wouldn't rise to the level that it does, where they're angrily shouting at each other and not getting anywhere, if the ring wasn't there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ring is influencing them, bringing out the bad parts of themselves.
So it ends up being 9 people, right? Is that because you get 4 hobbits and 2 humans, an elf and a dwarf?
Uh-huh.
Is that 9?
That's 8.
That's
And
8.
You're forgetting Gandalf?
Gandalf,
That's
right.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, so, what's his name? Frodo volunteers to take the ring to Mordor, and everybody says, fuck it, we don't have a better plan.
Yeah.
Whatever, his life means nothing to us, so...
Yeah, who gives a shit about hobbits?
Who cares? This is the first time most of us have seen one, so... So they go, and then there's a lot of long shots of them walking through grass and over mountains, and...
Now, Sean, can I ask why the giant birds weren't invited to this meeting? Because apparently they have their own society and they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't it their problem? And also, if it was, couldn't we get one to agree to fly them to Mount Doom?
I guess. I know that's a popular thing people talk about. It's not... The birds, I think, pretty much just don't give a shit.
They don't care who's in charge.
Well, like, nobody really fucks with them.
They're cutting down trees, though. Those orcs are cutting down trees.
Yeah, but the birds, like, live up in the mountains. Like, they don't roost in trees. That's the Ent's problem.
Suppose you're right. Okay.
Also, they don't invite an Ent. Why did you think that they should only invite the giant birds? Because you think the giant birds would be useful. Mm-hmm. That's biased. If it's everybody's problem, it's everybody's problem, Jeff. Invite the Ents.
What other kind of magical creatures did they not invite?
I mean, I don't know.
So many, right?
Probably a bunch. I mean, they don't invite orcs for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah. They're on the wrong side.
Yeah, they're the enemy.
Why didn't they invite that octopus monster that lives in the lake by that mountain?
Yeah, he didn't seem wicked cool, though. Right?
There's giant spiders.
They also don't seem cool, though. That's like the thing. Like, so Elrond was probably just like, we'll invite everybody who has a stake in this, but only if they're like real chill and aren't gonna fuck up my house. And
yeah,
you can't.
You don't want to invite. Yeah.
Can't blame him for that.
Who wants to invite a giant spider in their house?
Exactly. Yeah, he'll never get rid of it. Be cobwebs everywhere. So they decide they're in the mountains, and Saruman's throwing bad weather at them, and this is a big problem.
If only there was a poppy field. If put them to sleep.
Right? And Gandalf makes the really keen decision to let Frodo decide if they're going to go through the Mines of Moria or not.
Gandalf doesn't want to go through those because of the demons they've dug and awoken.
Yeah.
But doesn't want to be the killjoy to say, no, we shouldn't go into those mines. I want someone who has no idea, has never left the Shire, to decide which terrifying place we should walk through.
It's worse than that, Jeff. Because Frodo is the one carrying the ring, so he's the one person in the group most likely to be influenced by the evil ring. And they're letting him pick where everybody should go. And Frodo very naturally is probably thinking like, well, I could stand out in the fucking snow like an asshole for a longer period of time, or we could go indoors.
Oh, I'm sorry, stand out in the snow. I believe they were two to a normal sized person just hugging them as they walk through the big things of snow.
Well, still, it sucks. Did you notice Legolas doesn't have to walk through the snow, he gets to walk on top?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just said the elves kind of have a point a little bit. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be an elf. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. They can live forever unless they get stabbed or shot or something.
Yeah. Or
pretty great.
Fall in love with a mortal man who wants to fucking hang out in bars pretending to be... You gotta. We'll talk about this in the other movies, but like Elrond definitely should be mad that his daughter has fallen in love with this guy.
Yeah. He's not living up to his potential.
Slouching around in Breetown. Like, I just want to go hunting and hang out at bars. It's like, oh my god, dude.
He's wearing hoods indoors.
He's wearing hoods in... Yes, exactly. Yeah. So they go through the mines. There's that big monster that attacks them, the water monster. There's a bunch of orcs. There's just a couple fight scenes where they take a really long time and nothing really happens.
Yeah.
And they're very loud, and I didn't really enjoy those. But they fight the big demon, the Balrog.
They run from that Balrog, you know? They make it seem like every bad thing that happens is because, like, Pippin is, like, knocked something over or thrown a rock somewhere.
Well, that's the other... Yes, that was the other thing.
Like...
They're hanging out in front of this door waiting to get in the Mines of Moria, and he's just whipping rocks into the lake. Like, dog, chill out. You're on, like, an important quest. Could you focus for a fucking second?
He doesn't know any better.
Then why'd they let him come? This is...
Because he knew too much.
You could keep him at Rivendell. Do you have any idea how easy it would be to tie one of those tiny little people down? He's a little hobbit.
He had to leave the Shire because he knew too much. He'd get trapped and tortured. The elves don't want him in Rivendell. They don't want anybody there. They let Bilbo there for some reason. I forget how the Hobbit goes. Maybe they owe him a debt. I don't know.
I just remembered when you were saying he had to leave the Shire because he knew too much. There's in the books, I think they actually leave a hobbit behind.
Oh fuck!
I think his name was Fatty Bulger.
Shut up!
I'm not even kidding. Here, I'm gonna look it up right now. I have not read the books in years, but
Fatty Bulger. No wonder he got left behind.
Fuck yeah, dog. His full name is Fredegar, but he was one of the small group of hobbit. This is from the LOTR wiki. Fatty was a descendant of Hildebrand Took. Yeah, he was one of the small group of hobbits who knew that Frodo had the ring. Yeah, I knew it.
He was portrayed by somebody in the movie.
Yeah, they named everyone in the movie just to make them feel good about being in the movie, but come on.
But he definitely didn't know anything about the ring.
No.
So
it's not important at all.
So they left him behind to get tortured.
Pretty much, yeah.
By ring wraiths.
He becomes like a resistance fighter when Saruman takes over the Shire.
Does that happen in the movies?
Well, they don't know. No. In the extended edition, I think there's a scene with Saruman at the end. It doesn't matter. He's not relevant. I just remember that there was a character named Fatty Bulger. And I had to bring it up. I thought you might enjoy that.
I did.
So they get through the mines. Gandalf turns to face the Balrog and says a bunch of, fantasy shit. I mean, it's all relevant to the, like, Lord of the Rings lore and the universe that it's in, but none of it's relevant here, so...
And everyone's sad that Gandalf fell, presumably to his death.
Wouldn't you?
And the last thing he says is he calls everybody, all those guys, fools.
Yeah.
Just pretty great.
He might die here, so he's got to just let him know.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Can you fill me in on orcs? Because they talk about orcs a little bit. They used to be elves that were tortured to see the dark side, and they grow in essentially what looks like mud piles.
So those
grow in full-grown orcs.
Those aren't orcs. Those are Uruk-hai.
What's the difference between Uruk-hai and an orc?
So the Uruk-hai are like stronger and faster and have more endurance. They're like deadlier, and they're better able to follow orders and stuff. And orcs are just not as cool.
Damn. All right, so they're different things entirely.
So I don't think it's ever clarified in the books.
Yeah.
That what exactly Uruk-hai are. I think it's been speculated they're like either orc men hybrids or maybe orc goblin hybrids.
I think they mentioned something about like an orc man hybrid or something in the movie.
Okay.
Very quickly. But it also, like, his sword glows blue whenever there's orcs around. But I'm assuming they're fighting Urukai or whatever they are.
Well, it glows blue in the Mines of Moria, and those are just orcs. Or
Those
maybe
are
goblins.
Now, the lead orc later on is probably Urukai.
Urukai, yeah.
Because he seemed aggressive.
Yeah, the big aggressive guys with the white hand on their face, those are pretty much all Urukai.
Okay. Now, the guy in The Hobbit that rides the wolf that has one arm...
I don't care about the Hobbit, and I don't want to talk about it.
That's a regular orc.
But he would probably just be... Yeah, he's just a regular orc. The Hobbit movies are terrible. We're not watching them.
No, we're not. We're not.
So they get out, they flee the mines, they end up in the forests of Lothlorien. Do elves know that bows and arrows are a ranged weapon? Because when they ambush the party, they put the arrows, like, basically right up against the people. They're standing right next to them. It's like, dude, no, you want to be a little bit, like...
You want to be a little back?
Yeah. You don't have to be point blank. You should use them at range. That's, like, their whole point. That's...
But did you see Legolas, like, he had one out and one guy was right in his face and he just, like, stabbed him in the face with it and then he put it in his bow and then shot it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they're effective close up too, but, you know.
Use a sword or a dagger or something. Like, you've got options.
You always want to have the bow ready in case there's other people around.
Galadriel says some creepy shit and then uses telepathy to talk to Frodo for no reason.
Yeah.
Other than to freak him out.
Yeah. Isn't he going through enough?
The elves don't think so. She shows him a bunch of images of the Shire and a bunch of his friends being whipped by orcs and goblins and shit. Like, she's like, yeah.
She clarifies, saying this is what's going to happen if you fail.
Yeah. No pressure. I know you're dealing with, like, the whole, like, an immortal evil being kind of whispering to you through the ring, but also, let me just put a little bit more pressure on. He offers her the ring, which is cool. I love how he keeps trying to just fucking defer this responsibility.
Yeah, he tries to bail, like...
Yeah. Gandalf, it's yours.
6 times.
Gandalf, it's yours. No? Okay. Galadriel, it's yours. No? Okay. Aragorn, do you want it? No. God damn it.
The one guy that wants to take it, he's just like, we're not that close.
Yeah, fuck Boromir.
She's very excited by the opportunity of that ring, but turns it down. Do you think she thinks she could have wielded it, or...
No.
Because no one can wield it, right? Except for Sauron.
Yeah.
So is it that big a deal that she was able to resist? But she's also a ring wraith, right?
No, she's not a ring wraith. What are you talking about?
Doesn't she have one of those rings?
That doesn't make her a ring wraith. Gandalf has one of the rings.
He's wearing it?
Gandalf has... I think it's the Ring of Fire, maybe? He has one
Why do they still wear those rings?
He has one of the elven rings. Because they're not under Sauron's power.
Well, I thought that's why Sauron made those rings.
In an attempt to, like, fucking take over... And he got the humans... And he may or may not have gotten the dwarves, but he didn't get the elves.
Oh, shit.
Jeff, there's books and books of lore on this stuff.
So, do those rings not have any power then anymore?
No, they still have power.
But they're not influenced by Sauron?
No, not that I know of, no.
I thought she was like holding back the ring wraith stuff because she was like an immortal elf, but
just the humans are ring wraiths.
You know what? I think that elf guy was right. I think humans are weak.
Don't get on this self-hating human shit. We'll get plenty of that from Denethor later. Steward of Gondor, that old, yeah. Dude who hates his son. Yeah. Wishes Boromir was alive and Faramir was dead. That guy sucks. All right, I'm really into these movies. So, yeah, so they chill out with the elves for a little bit, and then she sends them on with gifts, and Gimli gets some hair, and Frodo gets some water that has starlight in it. No, they're all, like, important gifts. Gimli's his lore important. It's very relevant that she gives him that hair, but it's not important here. So what do? They just sail down the river until they see these big statues, and they pull off on the side. And
now, that means they're in or near Gondor, right?
Well, so they're near the edge of Gondor's, like, old area of power, but it doesn't reach that far anymore.
Gotcha. One day they'll take it back.
Yeah, maybe Aragorn
all the elves are gone.
Aragorn gets real aggressive when he becomes a king. So they pull over They pull up on shore to take a break. Boromir tries to take the ring. Frodo runs away. The Uruk-hai catch up.
Yeah. I like how he asks, like, because he's being real aggressive about that ring.
Yeah.
And Frodo kind of, like, flinches a little bit. And he's like, why are you flinching? Like,
what'd you flinch, bro?
I'm cool. Now, give me that fucking ring. And then he chases after him.
I'm cool, bro. I'm just pranking you, bro. Now give me the fucking ring.
Bro, don't be a little bitch about this, okay?
Why'd you flinch? Why'd you flinch? Don't flinch.
I wouldn't be surprised if Boromir tried to ice him after that. Is that what it's called? Where he just hands him a Smirnoff Ice?
Oh, man, I forgot about that. What a dumb game. That would have made Boromir a pretty funny character. He could have been the comic relief instead of Gimli.
Yeah, they make dwarves look really dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why.
The ones that aren't dead, at the very least. He's like, let's go to the mines. We're gonna be greeted. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be like a party. I love these guys. They're my cousins. And then he doesn't even know how to get in the door.
Well, it might not be the front door, It's like a secret back door. You gotta solve a riddle, and he's too dumb to know what they might have been thinking. And then they get inside, and instead of a party, it's all corpses. And then he's talking about how sharp he is when they're walking through the woods. Like, elves aren't gonna sneak up on him, and then they definitely sneak up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not just the comic relief, he's also, like, the dumbest character.
It's crazy. They didn't have another dwarf to, like, balance it out, to be like, they're not all dumb.
Like, just use one of the fucking already established stupid halflings. Right? Like, Merry or Pippin, like, they should have been the only comic reliefs.
Gandalf, didn't Gandalf threaten to throw, like, Pippin down the well?
Yeah, something like that. No, he said,
Dare you accidentally knock that thing over?
Throw yourself down the well and save us all the trouble.
Yeah, he said basically next time you do something like that, kill yourself.
Yeah. Real
nice of him.
I mean, Gandalf's really, really old. Like, he probably... Jeff, it's hard being 3,000 years old, man. It's hard.
Oh, shit.
So Frodo decides he's going to bring the ring to Mordor all by himself, which is a genius plan. Mm. And Sam, who is also a genius, decides to try to jump in the water after Frodo to get in the boat, even though Sam doesn't know how to swim.
He's like, well, he's going to have to save me, right?
It's pretty much his plan was, I'll just rely on him to save me, and then we're good.
Yeah.
That's good. We're good.
Yeah, you saw the look in his eyes, though, as he's drowning, like, oh, shit, maybe he's not going to save me.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I am just terrible. What a burden I am.
He's like, do you think I'll run out of air before I hit the bottom of the water, and then I can just walk back to shore? Is that going to be a problem?
How do you know how to... Just kick your legs. Swimming's not hard. Like... I'm not the best swimmer, but I could make it to a fucking boat that's 20 feet away.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, just relax and lay on your back, and then you float to the surface. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't know. People drown every day.
Yeah. It's like people who are tired because they're caught in riptides and...
Ooh, yeah. Not gentle rivers.
Not gentle rivers. With a boat 10 feet away. I'm sure it happens. People panic or whatever, but still.
With the amount of different meals that hobbits have, maybe there's never 2 hours in between, like, eating where it's safe to go into a pool without getting a cramp.
He cramps up immediately because of how much he eats. It's a good idea. I know, I had never thought of that. That's actually a pretty good point. It's just hobbits never learn how to swim because they every meal is within 2 hours of the last meal.
Yeah. They have 3 meals before lunch, so it's...
That's pretty much the end of the movie. Boromir dies.
Yeah, I wish it was the end of the movie, but they kept going. They did, like, 2 other things.
Well, Boromir dies. The Merry and Pippin get captured by the orcs, the Uruk-hai, and then Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas decide to run after them.
Yeah. They must be successful, right? Because I remember those Merry and Pippin in the other movies, so...
Well, no spoilers. Let's, we'll have to watch the next film to find out. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, yeah, it was good. I think maybe because I got up a little extra early to watch it, that I may have just been very tired.
It must be because I really like these films. So, I mean, the books for me, I read them when I was really young. They were very informative. There's a lot of really good lessons in there about being like a good person and not a piece of shit. Which I guess I didn't take any of them to heart, but I learned them, and then just kind of had them in my head.
It worked out well for you, I think.
And there's like, I don't know, some of it a lot of it speaks to just like the pure fantasy enjoyment stuff. Mm-hmm. Like in the beginning where Gandalf is coming into the Shire, and he sets off all the fireworks for those little kids. Yeah. That's a nice moment. Like, he didn't have to do that.
Right.
That's like I don't know, it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was a good movie. Just seems long, but it's good. It's good. It's fine.
It aged a hell of a lot better than the Harry Potter films, and the Harry Potter films are more recent.
Yeah, 100% it aged better.
Yeah.
Than those, but then they were ruined by 3 other movies.
Yeah. Although I will say, Lord of the Rings, they did have some weird like CGI stuff, like when Frodo is sick after he's been stabbed by the Morgul blade. Mm-hmm. They do like the weird background with people's faces looming into, like, they get Elrond saying elf shit, like trying to heal him, and it's just like his face. It looked really weird. It was not well done.
No. But that was the time. This came out in 2001, I think, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I was 2001. Let's see. I think I was a sophomore in high school.
I was a senior in high school. So is that what we're doing?
You didn't have to. I was just placing it in time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it held up pretty well. Yeah.
How long before they're able to remake these movies with modern day CGI, and you'll be okay with it?
Well, I mean, they can remake the movies if they want. I don't have to watch them. I don't.
But would you?
I don't. It depends on the cast, not the CGI for
next
me.
Next year.
No, you gotta wait until at least like most of the actors are dead. You know what would be great is if Elijah Wood played Gandalf. They let him get real old, and then he can play Gandalf.
You're going in a different direction. I was gonna say Eddie Murphy as Gandalf, Martin Lawrence as Frodo.
Yeah, I'll say that we did go in different directions there. Those were definitely different directions, Jeff. I don't think that I would watch anything with Martin Lawrence in it.
Wow. It's crazy.
Why is that crazy? Have you seen anything with Martin Lawrence in it?
I remember watching Martin, the TV show, growing up.
How was it?
From what I remember, it was good. I think it was number 2 in the ratings behind Seinfeld.
Sing the theme song for me right now.
Martin. Martin.
All right, wow, you nailed it. Didn't think you'd get it. All right, showed me.
You forgot how simple it was.
I forgot how simple. Boy, I came off like a real asshole right there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's do just a quick retrospective. What?
Okay. Of Martin?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. We'll save that. It's 2018 coming up. We will watch every season of Martin.
Damn, Gina.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heads Up, your premier Martin fan cast. This week,
it needs to be done.
This week, the statistics. How many people killed themselves because they worked on Martin?
The numbers may surprise you. He played his own crazy neighbor.
All right. I get it. I just told you we're not doing a Martin fan cast. Or at the very least, not this episode. Jesus. I wanted to do the retrospective I wanted to do before you turn into an asshole. What did you learn about wizards from this? How much better do you think you know wizards now? This is our better know a wizard segment. Let's
let Stella tire herself out.
Okay.
Let's see.
She gets tired from barking. That's not a good sign. That's like a thing dogs are supposed to do there, buddy.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting it. I feel like I'm just being dense around like what makes having magical powers versus what makes a wizard. Like, there's all kinds of magical powers, I guess, and then wizards have a certain thing about it, and it's different depending on who wrote about them. So there's really no like hard and fast rules, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
But I just wish there were, you know.
Well, I mean, you put too many rules around magic, it's not magic anymore. You know, it's science.
That's true. That's true. I mean, they seem to like to manipulate children or people that are at least a couple feet shorter than them. They like to control information.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they do a lot of book learning and a lot of preparing.
Yeah.
To defeat their enemies. They always have enemies.
Yeah, there's also that. Yeah.
Yeah. They can't just be chill about something.
No.
There's got to be an enemy out there, as opposed to an elf who can just many different kinds of elves. They can just live in the forest in their own little clique, or they can live in a big city, be real racist.
Yeah.
So
is that gonna be 2018? You gonna want to watch a bunch of elf movies?
No.
I can think of one good one.
But yeah, I mean, do you feel like I have a better grip on wizards?
Yeah, I mean, you said like intelligible things about wizards, so that helped. That seems like you built some knowledge about wizards.
Getting there. It's gonna be great.
What do you think you'd do if you were a wizard, Jeff? What's the first thing you'd do?
I mean,
after all the studying, after all the book work.
Can you imagine how much I'd have to spend on books? I'd have to build like a library.
Yeah.
Oh, first thing I'd do, I don't know, I'd probably find like they always have like a pet too most of the time, right? They always have like a familiar.
There you
Is that
go.
what they're called?
A familiar, yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably find a suitable familiar.
You have a dog.
Yeah, but everyone's got dogs, you know what I mean?
Okay. Not special enough. All right.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I want like an animal that's like a little unsettling for people to see, like when they walk in somewhere, like, oh my god, like why is there this kind of animal there?
Huh.
It's something that like, you know,
I don't
know.
Like a bird that just won't die.
Yeah, it's either gonna be like something with wings or something with hands.
Ooh,
You know?
boy, I don't think having a person as your familiar is real cool. I don't think.
I'm talking monkeys. You know.
Hi, I'm Jeff the Wizard. This is Peter. He's my familiar. Hey, how's it going?
That would be a vampire, right? Don't they have? Don't they like keep people?
Well,
it's like.
I mean, that depends, Jeff. That's a whole nother. Do you mean like thralls that like they
Maybe.
use to drink blood out of, or?
I think like don't they like enchant some people to like just do their like dirty work?
Oh boy. They
Am
can.
I wrong?
No, yeah. I mean, you're not. Technically, you're not wrong. I mean, that springs out of Dracula. He had was it Renfield or Renfeld?
Yeah.
Who was kind of like his little servant, but not not every vampire. I mean,
but it's something they can do.
Generally, I'd say yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to put myself forward as an expert on vampires. Okay. I draw the line at the W's, not the V's.
But yeah, well, I guess what I'm saying is like it's got to be like a small monkey, a bird.
Okay.
I mean, I'd settle for like creepily fast lizard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
Yeah, something like that.
Like a gecko or like a chameleon or.
It's got to look. I don't know, like
a fast iguana.
Yeah, I want it smaller than an iguana.
Okay.
But like, not as goofy looking as a chameleon.
What would you do with your magic though? I don't want to know what pets you'd own.
Then I'd shop for robes.
And then I'd need a wand. So I'd go to this guy's wand shop, and he'd say things like, Voldemort accomplished a lot, even though he was kind of evil. And I'd say, he killed my parents, asshole.
I don't know, the staff. I like the staff, but I can't be the kind of guy, I don't think, that walks around with a staff.
You think you could be the kind of guy that walks around in a robe, though? You draw the line at a staff? Come on.
Yeah.
Just tell people it's because,
if I'm going all out.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have a lizard on my shoulder, why not have a staff?
Right. And guess what? That's a good reason to have your hood up all the time, so that your lizard's not licking your face.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Magic-wise, what would I do?
Yeah, I don't want to hear about your fucking shopping trips as a wizard. What's the matter with you?
I'd have 3 different style hats depending on my mood.
Hat 1, moon and stars.
Geez, magic-wise, it's tough. I mean, I guess I'd make my house like floating, like high up somewhere.
That's a good one. Yeah. I can respect that.
Yeah, if I got like magic tomes lying around and like,
yep.
I don't want people just like coming in thinking they can steal potions and shit that I've been working on. You know what I mean? I get real paranoid about it.
So that's a pretty good wizard answer, Jeff.
Yeah.
I think you're getting wizards.
Yeah. Installing trapdoors. That's not specific to a wizard, and it's not magic, so you don't want to hear about that. But trapdoors.
No, that would be good
definitely.
To deal with thieves. Mm-hmm. Just to hide rooms, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't want any of the information getting back to the cops, so I'm gonna have a dungeon.
All right.
Jesus.
Hey.
It's going down a path.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. This is my dungeon where I keep my human familiars. Dude, no. No. That's not, no, please.
Everything I say like that is tagged by my lizard going on his tongue.
Yeah, so let's just wrap up this segment by saying...
I call my lizard Penelope,
Jeff, if I were a wizard, I would be out explicitly to stop you. I would be trying to free your human familiars from the dungeon you've built under a trapdoor.
Oh man! Every time I trick you, I talk about how well I tricked you, and then I pucker my lips and talk to Penelope, and she licks him with little lizard lips.
That's disgusting. You'd be a terrible wizard.
Then you're trapped in my dungeon. There's nothing you can do.
I'm not trapped in your dungeon because I know fucking magic, dipshit. I prepared for this. You think I'm trapped in your dungeon?
There's nothing you can do.
Candy!
So fast.
Candy, no transitions. This week we ate one of Jeff's suggestions, which was, Jeff, would you like to say?
Reese's Nutrageous. Now, when you say one of my suggestions, it makes me feel like you're going to say you didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
What about them don't you like?
Too many nuts. I didn't like how many nuts there were.
That's your real problem with them, though, isn't it?
I just didn't like it. There's like the what is it? Nougat? Is there nougat in there?
Well, there's peanut butter, but then there's a layer of caramel around the peanut butter.
That's what I was. Yeah. So the caramel was not good, low quality.
But not chewy caramel, which is good.
It was kind of chewy. It wasn't gooey.
I felt like it was gooey.
No, it's not. It was like stretchy. It's like basically someone took expired peanut butter, wrapped an airhead around it, spit on it to get it wet, rolled it in just dozens to hundreds of peanuts, and then dumped some chocolate, some overly sweet, low grade chocolate on top.
I mean, I won't go for a Nutrageous every time, but if I see Nutrageous, I go, ooh, Nutrageous. I'll eat it. I like it. Okay. To be fair though, I forgot they had caramel in them. I bit into it. I was like, what is this?
That was my experience because I went in blind. I don't think I've ever had one before. And I bit in. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. It's a surprise. It seems unnecessary for this type of bar. It could be peanut butter, peanuts, and chocolate, and that would have been fine. The caramel seems like an extra step, like unnecessary. That adds that weird extra sweetness to it that it doesn't need.
Yeah, I agree.
But overall, I had a pleasant experience.
I did not. I bought 2 of them. I ate them both back to back. I thought maybe they get better.
Yeah, now you know what you're getting into. The second one.
Right.
There's no surprises.
There's no surprise here. But, ooh, boy, it was not very good. I did not like them.
It's unfortunate.
Did you know that Nutrageous was not actually its original name?
I did not know that.
They were going to be called Acclaim. ACCLAIM.
It's a terrible name for a candy
bar. I guess they changed it because right before it was released, focus groups were responding better to Nutrageous. Mostly children.
Well, kids love puns.
Yeah.
If I know anything about kids, they love puns, and they love things that are extreme, or crazy. So, Nutrageous. Got them all pumped up. They're like, this is a candy bar called Acclaim. And you're like, kids aren't into that, okay? They're looking at their phones, checking how many Pokemans they're hatching. They don't need these Acclaims.
Really just taking kids to task today, huh? Really just...
I'm tired of them. They've had it too good for too long.
Yeah, ever since they stopped working in mills during the Industrial Revolution, kids have had it too good.
They started getting summers off from school, and all of a sudden they think they just do whatever they want. Okay, it's hot outside. People are trying to drive on these roads.
What do you mean? What do you mean started? Kids get summer.
I don't think
they got summer off so they could like go out and harvest at farms and like.
What do you harvest in the summer?
I don't know. Cause guess what? I didn't grow up on a farm.
You harvest sweat in the summer, okay?
Well, maybe that was like a big thing in the 1800s. I don't know.
Maybe coal mines. I don't know. Maybe it's cooler in the mines. They farm in the spring and the fall, and in the summers they spent in the mines. I don't know.
Yeah, nice and shady down in the coal mine. Bring some birds with you. Just in case.
Yeah. These tiny hands can get into those little cracks in the wall.
The Nutrageous tasted like a bar that would be sold to miners whose sense of taste had been lost.
Because their tongue was coated in coal dust?
Yeah. Because it's a bad candy bar. Where would you place this bad boy?
Oh, let's see. Definitely above Mr. Good Bar. Definitely below other things.
It's definitely way below a Mr. Good Bar.
It's essentially Mr. Good Bar with peanut butter and caramel in it.
It's better than... Yeah, but that's like...
It's too much for you?
Yeah.
It's too nutrageous for you?
It's too nutrageous. This bar is nutrageous. It was just bad. I'd put it slightly above Twizzlers probably. Just because there's chocolate in it.
I thought about putting it above Twizzlers for me, but they're not that good. They're not that good.
Yeah.
Now, how close does a Nutrageous bar resemble an average log of your shit, though? It definitely doesn't. It's not a uniform.
No, it did look like cat shit that I might find in a cat litter box. Yeah. Yeah, they could work on the design a little bit, I think. That might be handy.
Maybe emboss the name on it so I know I'm not picking up cat shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be nice, yeah. Maybe change the ingredients so I know I'm not eating cat shit because it's not a very good candy bar.
Are you telling me if they used better chocolate, gooier caramel, and better peanut butter, you'd be into it?
No, because I don't think caramel belongs with chocolate and peanut butter. It's too much. You got chocolate, you got peanut butter. What else do you need? I'll stick with the Reese's peanut butter cups. Thank you very much.
They're good. They're better than Mr. Good Bars, I think.
They're not better than Mr. Good Bars. They're nowhere near as good as a Mr. Good Bar. Mr. Good Bar knows where to draw the line.
Yeah.
Peanuts and chocolate.
I don't understand how you can like Mr. Good Bar and not like an Nutrageous. I don't understand it.
All the disgusting bullshit they put in the Nutrageous.
Incorrect.
It's a bad candy bar.
Yeah. Do you like any of the stuff Reese's makes other than the cups?
Probably. We'll have to try. I'm not going to tip my hand. We've got plenty of candy segments coming up. All right.
Is that it?
So that has been the Heads Up podcast with Jeff and Sean. You're going to hear Jeff say
Jeff.
his name right now.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Sean.
Toodles?
No.
Do I say that?
No.
We got to say like...
You can reach us on Instagram and Twitter with the @HeadsUpPod name. And you can email us at headsuppod@gmail.com. That's about it, I think.
That's it. Those are where we can be reached.
Next episode, I think Brett might be here, which is, oof, boy.
Ooh. Get ready.
Yeah, get ready. Toodles.
Toodles.
Oh, fucking iced you, bro.
just start it?
Well, I think last time you wanted us to have what you called some of our classic banter.
I think it was signature banter.
Signature banter. Excuse me. I wouldn't want to misquote you.
That way, when the podcast starts, like the little part, people see, it feels like we're actually friends and we talk outside the podcast.
Yeah. We have pretty much stopped doing that entirely. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. We get the group chat. You know, sometimes that gets lit, to use your language, your words.
Totally lit, fam.
Yep. Yeah. You do say shit like that's. That's part of the reason we only talk on the podcast anymore. your peculiar word phrases.
Yeah.
Taking a weird turn.
I invented those.
Did you?
Yeah.
You sure?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
When I did, it was totally lit, fam.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember that, but maybe I just wasn't there. Maybe I wasn't there. I don't know.
Well, it didn't happen on a podcast, so you probably weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so you invented them in the last, 5 or 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess your inventions have had such an impact that they traveled backwards in time to before you invented them.
You ever hear the thing where, people invent things simultaneously? Mm-hmm. You know? Separate from each other?
Yep.
Well, in this case, it was not simultaneously, but they were separate from each other.
Okay.
I just didn't know about the other one.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's just stealing, I think. I don't...